Well, welcome and thank you for attending the Lateral Recruitment Informational Meeting. For those of you who are joining us via Zoom, we appreciate your time today to meet with us. My name is Janelle Gunder. I'm the HR Program Manager here at Gig Harbor Fire and Medic One. And I would also like to introduce the other panel members who are joining us for today's meeting. To my right, we have our Assistant Chief of Operations, Todd Meyer. And next to him is our Fire Chief, Dennis Dome. And next to him is our EMS Division Chief, Mike Dumas. And we will each be having the opportunity to present to you today. So we are going to talk to you about a variety of things today. I'm going to start off by talking to you about our application process and just an overview of how the meeting is going to work today. If you do have questions, we would invite you to post them in the Q&A option that's in your Zoom meeting. And then we'll address those questions at the end of the meeting. And so I'm a little new to public speaking, so bear with me as we go through this. So I will start off by reviewing our recruitment process. So applications should be submitted by Friday, December 15th. You can find our announcement on our website, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, and through Instagram. And qualified applicants will be contacted next week to schedule first interviews, which will be held via Zoom. And these initial interviews will be held on December 18th, 19th, and 20th, which is a Monday, Tuesday, and a Wednesday. So, and candidates that are moving forward after the first interview process will be contacted and invited to schedule second interviews, which will be held in person and on site January 3rd through 5th. And during that time on site, there will also be bunker gear, sizing, and fitting as well. And after that, conditional offers and pre-employment screenings will take place January 8th through the 19th. And final offers are expected to be presented January 22nd through 23rd. And then February 12th is the proposed start date. We have 7 openings for the lateral firefighter EMT or lateral firefighter paramedic positions. And if you have any questions about the applicant process, you may reach out to me at hr@gigharborfire.org or contact me at 253-365-3219. This information is also on our website and our posting. And so next, I would like to turn the meeting over to our amazing Fire Chief, Stone.
That is my title, amazing. Thank you so much. Thanks for joining us. We're excited to get to know you and answer your questions, and we're excited for you to come and work for us here in Gig Harbor. A little bit about myself. I've been a firefighter for a little over 34 years. I was a volunteer right outside of Boise, and I was hired as a Boise firefighter. I worked in Boise, Idaho for 30 years, and the last 12 years I was the fire chief there. While in Idaho, I had a lot of labor experience. I was the president of the Professional Firefighters of Idaho. I worked closely with the IAFF. I was a district field service rep for the 7th District, organizing unions around the state before becoming fire chief. I started as fire chief here in Gig Harbor Fire and Medic One on March 1st, 2021. So it's coming on 3 years, and I've loved every minute of it, and so excited to work at this department. A little bit about our district and our structure. We're a fire district, which is a little different from the city. I don't know where you work at, but I work for a city fire department, and now work for a fire district. And we have great support from our commissioners. We have 5 elected fire commissioners that are elected by the citizens, and then I report directly to those fire commissioners, and they're really great. We have great community and fire commissioner support, which is different than a city. We're not competing against other city departments for funds, but the negative or is that we only live within our budget. We have nowhere else to go. So we'll get a little bit into that and how we're funded. We have a great culture and a great positive attitude. We have excellent labor relations with IFF Local 3390. And I give their president, President Flick, and their executive board all the credit for that. And we love working with them and being partners together in moving forward. And I do think that my past labor experience helps move that relationship along. Something else about our culture that I love, that I noticed when I first got here, is we do EMS with excellence. Everybody in this department does. Paramedics or our EMS system, they're not second-class citizens. We're not firefighters that kind of dabble in EMS. We do both. We do both equally, and we do it with excellence. And I'm really, it's in our name, Gig Harbor Fire and Medic One, and I'm proud of that. I'm proud of everything that we do in the EMS world. I told you we have a lot of support from our citizens. We did 3 votes in 12 months, and all 3 of them by EMS levy, fire levy, and then we paid $80 million fire facilities bond. It's the largest bond in the state of Washington that's ever been done for a fire district at $80 million, and we're a 5-station fire department. So our community really supports us. With that, we have a lot of change coming. We just ordered 5 brand new fire engines about 2 weeks ago, Rosenbauer fire engines. We're going out to bid on 2 stations to be remodeled in January. We're going out to bid early in 2024 for a $20 million training facility that we're going to break ground on next year. It's going to be a state-of-the-art Class B 5-story burn tower, and then a 2-story support building with classrooms, dirty and clean classrooms and offices in there. With that bond, we're also going to remodel 3 other fire stations in the near future. Like I said, we just ordered 5 Type 1 fire engines, 2 Type 3 engines, brand new medic units, and all new defibrillators. So lots of good things happening. With our challenges of our department, it's just some change, right? There's a lot of change that has happened in the last 3 years, and a lot of movement as we have to rebuild fire stations. The firefighters have to move around to different stations, and that can be challenging. We ordered 5 new engines, but we got to wait almost 2 years for them to get here. So we have a challenge with kind of an old fleet but our mechanics do a great job and our firefighters do a great job of keeping them running, but it's a challenge. We just had a tree fall on our headquarters 2 weeks ago and flood our headquarters. And next week we have to, we've already moved down to one end of the building. We have to move out of here, and we have to remodel our headquarters, which could be a year to 2. It's a challenge, but we're going to make some lemonade out of it by making it even better. Like I said, some of our challenges is we have some older apparatus, but we do an excellent job of keeping them moving. And it depends what type of fire department you come from. I come from Boise, a city fire department. It's pretty busy, running 40,000 calls. We run about 7,000 calls, which it depends. This is not a Seattle fire department. This is not a Tacoma fire department, and it's not a Boise City fire department. So we don't run. We run a lot of calls. We're busy, but and I think that we hit that good happy medium, which allows us to deliver wow customer service. We have the time to spend on scene with our customers and do what I call wow customer service. I give each and every employee the permission that if you think of it and help somebody, then do it. Your imagination is the only thing holding you back. As long as it's not illegal or immoral, then I want you to spend some time and deliver wow customer service to our employees, or to our employees and to our external customers. So in that, what are we looking for? Like I said, we have a great culture here. That's people, we're looking for people with positive attitudes that do want to deliver that wow customer service, that want to treat people in our community like they're a family member, and we go above and beyond. When we see a car with a flat tire, we pull over and we fix that tire for them. We help people in our community, and if you are that type of person that wants to deliver wow customer service each and every day to our community, then that's who we were looking for. We also live by the platinum rule, not the golden rule of treating others the way you want to be treated. We believe in treating others the way they want to be treated, and that is a stark difference. That's treating our other firefighters the way they want to be treated in our community. Last but not least, it's about love. It's about loving each other, that our firefighters take care of each other. I know every fire department in this nation does that, that we care about each other. But we care about everyone, from admin to division chiefs, to battalion chiefs, to firefighters in the line, to our support staff, to our mechanics, and our fleet facilities teams, all of our AAs. We're a family and we treat each other as such. And that's what we're looking for. So that somebody wants to do that and love our community. So I'll stop there. And but that's what we're looking for. We hope that that you're that right fit. But I do want to let you know that we're really protective of our front door. You have to fit those our values and our vision, and be along and be a positive person to come and work for us. All right, I hope to see you later and answer your questions. I look forward to getting to meet you at the Chiefs interview. All right, thanks.
Well, good afternoon. My name is Todd Meyer. I'm the Assistant Chief of Operations. So thank you for joining us today. I'm going to go over an overview of some of the operational things and some of the things that our benefits package. So I grew up here in Gig Harbor. This is my town. I've been in this organization for 30 years, and I've just been totally blessed to be part of this organization. We have a strong sense of community service and customer service, like the chief talked about. That's paramount in how we conduct ourselves. And also the support of our community. We have just tremendous support of our community, from the kids to senior citizens. We're just involved in a lot of the community activities, from Gig Festival to our park system, our school districts. We try to be involved in our community, and we're just very blessed to have their support. Our current staffing is full-time staffing. We're a career fire department. We have 5 engine companies that are staffed full-time. We have 3 ALS medic units that are staffed full-time, and 1 battalion chief staff full-time. So our minimum staffing every day is 22 people. When we have extra staffing, we also attempt to staff a 6th fire station. And sometimes we do that probably about anywhere from 30 to 45% of the time when we have extra staffing. Transports and call volume. Like the chief said, we just last year in 2022, we responded to just over 7,000 calls. Our busiest engine company, Engine 51, in the core of our district in the Harbor Heights area of Gig Harbor, ran over just 2,000 calls. And our busiest medic unit, which is Medic 51 in that same house, just ran over 2,300 calls. So if you're looking at coming to for us for delivering, as a paramedic or an EMT, and looking at to help as a lateral candidate, our medic units they do transports. Our busiest medic unit, Medic 51 in 2022, just transported over 1,500 calls, and that averaged out to be about 4.25 transports a day for a 24-hour period. One of the other things that we have, and the chief talked a little bit about it with the bond, is we have a strong training program. We take pride in our training program. We're recognized for that, and we're just excited about the training facility that is going to be built here, the training tower, the support building. And then also we have a strong relationship about our cadre of instructors that we promote and guide internally here at Gig Harbor Fire. Some of the opportunities, if you came to work for us at Gig Harbor and joined us, we have technical rescue. So we have a rescue and we participate on a regional and county level. We also have a wildland program. Not only do we support the wildland interface here in our county and in our fire district, but we also have a history of sending out people across the state of Washington and to other places on the West Coast. We also have a strong prevention division. We do inspections in the city limits. We're in the schools all the time with our prevention division. We're at community events, and we are just excited. And our career staff, there's opportunities to go into the prevention division and also assist with those activities. Also, too, we are a strong proponent of the incident command system and DIMS. We have a strong history of participating in incident management teams and going out to singles resources when we have resources available. Like I said earlier, the service to the community is just top notch. We try to provide for this community. We're proud to be part of this community, and we just want to be involved. EMS, we have a strong history of having a strong EMS, and Mike's going to go into that a little bit more. But I just want to say that I'm proud of what we've established here at Gig Harbor Fire. We have a history of sending people to medic school. We also have a strong training and EMS delivery system. Just like the chief said, we're continuing to update our equipment and update our stations. One of the other things too is if you notice about Gig Harbor, it's a growing community. And we just continue to keep up with that pace of growth. The other thing that we're also involved in is we have participants in the USTAR task force. So the Washington State USTAR task force, task force number 1, is housed and sponsored by Pierce County DEM, and we have participants on that team also. So one of the things I'm going to cover right now is some of the incentives to help you join our program here at Gig Harbor Fire. So with agreement with Local 3390, we wanted to provide some incentives to have lateral firefighters come join us at Gig Harbor Fire. So just to kind of go over these things, if we have additional questions or you want to know more about this, you can always reach out to Janelle in HR and get more information. So lateral entry pay level. If you have 12 months or less of service, you would come in at an 80% of a firefighter step 1. If you have 24 months of prior service with a career fire department, you'll come at 90% of a firefighter 1 wage scale. And then if you have 36 months or more of prior service at a previous fire department, you will come in at 100% of our firefighter 1 pay scale. If you have questions about that pay scale, you can reach out to Janelle and she can provide that for you. Also, the other thing too, traditionally, a lot of times, vacations, shift trays, and different things like that. A lot of times, traditionally, you may not be able to use vacation or be eligible for overtime until you're off probation. Our probation is 12 months. However, to help incentivize laterals coming here to Gig Harbor Fire, the 2024 new hires, the following will apply once you become staffing and once you're on shift. The new hires will be allowed to do shift trays per the CBA. The new hires will be allowed to sign up for overtime per the CBA. And then the new hires who have previously completed a minimum of 60 months of employment as a firefighter, EMT, or a firefighter paramedic at a fire department will have 192 vacation hours deposited into their vacation accrual bank and be allowed to use this accrued vacations in accordance with their CBA. A lot of times you would start out with 0, and a lot of times you wouldn't be able to use that vacation until after your probation. We're allowing that to happen early, and that's a change for us to help come join us, if you will. The other thing that we've done is we've worked to expedite, I think is the word maybe, about when are you eligible for the promotional process. So if you're coming from an agency and you're wondering when can I promote to a company officer, we have allowed that to happen, lack of better words, quicker. So in 2024, new hires will be eligible to participate in a promotional exam process after 2.5 years of employment with Gig Harbor Fire. Years of aggregate service will apply to lateral candidate eligibility. Lateral candidates will be able to add prior years of service with Gig Harbor Fire 2.5 hours in order to meet the aggregate service. So what that means is we're just working towards, if you come from an organization and you got 8 to 10 years in and you want to, hey, when can I promote if I came to Gig Harbor? We are just looking to streamline that process and expedite that. And if you have more questions about that, Janelle can give you that information and that language.
I think it's important to clarify that here you can go from firefighter to company officer. So, you come in as a firefighter with that much experience in 2.5 years, you can take a test to be company officer. We do have driver operators, but you can go straight from firefighter to company officer here, which isn't a norm.
So with that, thank you for that bump. Is this year in 2024, we're actually starting engine driver operator assignments. We had an examination process. We were assigning the top 20 candidates that went through that process, and they are going to be starting in that position. They get a premium for that assignment, and they are dedicated positions on those engines. That's another thing that we have done here in the last couple of years at Gig Harbor Fire is we have gone to a bidding process where you can bid your station and bid your positions. So those are some exciting things that we're doing here at Gig Harbor Fire. Some additional opportunities in our community are talk about Gig Harbor, especially from some of you folks that come from outside of the state of Washington. Our location, the SeaTac International Airport, is about 45 minutes away. So we have a world-class airport that is about 45 minutes away from Gig Harbor. And there are shuttles that run between the Gig Harbor area and SeaTac International Airport. We also do, if you like aviation, we also do have a regional airport in our fire district. So if you're into aviation, we do have a neighborhood regional airport in our community that we protect. If you like water, we're surrounded by water. So if you like fishing, if you like boating, if you like paddleboarding, if you like to be out on the water and water skiing, we have so many opportunities. There's many boat launches, many access points, and we protect a beautiful, and we're known for it, a beautiful harbor with many recreational boats, many opportunities if you do like being on the Puget Sound, being in the water. Also, too, if you don't like the water and mountains are your thing, we have mountains. We have the Olympic National Park, which is about 2 hours away, and we have the Mount Rainier National Park, which is about 2 hours away. So if you're into the mountains, if you're into skiing, those opportunities are just about 2 to 3 hours away near our, and a lot of our people take advantage of that. We have multiple ski areas that are available to us. Also, too, being world-class and only about 45 minutes to an hour away from Seattle. It's the home of the Seahawks, Kraken, and the Mariners. And so all of those, I guess, world-class city amenities are available to us. And you can either drive up I-5, which is about 45 minutes to an hour away, or you can take the state ferry system over from this side, what we call the peninsula, over to Seattle. And then the climate, if you don't know much about our climate, yes, it does rain sometimes, but you could say that I guess we're a moderate climate, and we have 4 seasons with summer times in the 80s and some 90s in August, in July and August, and then it snows every once in a while around here because we're at sea level. So
You forgot one sport, golf.
oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And
Yeah.
I golf 12 months a year. Where else do you get to golf 12 months a year?
Like I said, I'm pretty open book, and I'm pretty informal. So if you guys have any questions, I'm more than willing to get my phone number from Janelle. If you want to go have a cup of coffee in the next couple of days, or during this process, figure out, hey, do I want to come work here? More than happy to go have a cup of coffee. More than happy to have a conversation with you about what's Gig Harbor Fire all about, what's the Gig Harbor community all about. I'm very proud of this organization. Very just glad to be in this community and look forward to having you join us. So that's all I have, Janelle. Thank you.
Okay. So next, we're going to turn it over to Division Chief Mike Dumas. He's going to share more about the EMS and paramedic program and training and other details.
All right. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to spend about an hour with us to talk about our process and find out more about our fire department. As Janelle said, my name is Mike Dumas. I'm the Division Chief of EMS for Gig Harbor Fire. I came here as a lateral in 2001, and I worked my way up through the ranks. I was a company officer for about 7 years and recently promoted 2 years ago to Division Chief of EMS. Super excited about working on Chief Doan's team and being allowed to function at my level of expertise and to get to shape and mold the EMS division the way that the lieutenants and myself see fit for the department. I've got about 30 years of service in the fire service as well. Like I said, I got hired here in 2001 as a lateral. So yeah, we're going to talk about our academy and training process. So the Lateral Training Academy is going to start when you guys start on the post start date of February 12th. Your schedule will be 4/10s. You'll work Monday, Tuesday, off Wednesday, and then finish up your week Thursday, Friday. And that allows, and that split schedule allows for the trainees and the cadre to really have a good work schedule that allows you to get a lot of work done without having to take time out of the training schedule to rest and to recuperate. That's what that Wednesday is for. We've used that for the last 4 of our hires, and we've seen a lot of success with that. During that time, the lateral will be exposed to and expected to perform all level of fire operations. We'll show you how Gig Harbor does fire attack, how we do ventilation operations, how we search, how we remove victims on all of our incident action plans. We have several incident action plans that lay out how we respond in a standard operating procedure type of format for a single residential house fire, to a center hallway apartment, to a garden style apartment. We have a in-depth CPR IMP. All of those things you guys will be exposed to in order to quickly form into our teams. You'll also be exposed to all expectations of EMS response. That'll obviously be based on your level of certification. If you're an EMT, you'll be trained up to our Pierce County protocols, PLS guidelines. And if you're a paramedic, you will be trained on all of our equipment, which includes a new X Series, Zoll X Series Advanced that Chief Doan mentioned that we just bought. We also have IV pumps that are fairly new to our protocols and required equipment. We have auto pulses. We have the Zoll ventilator, so that doubles as a BiPAP and our bi-level ventilator, and the continuous airway pressure CPAP ventilator. You'll get all of that training prior to going to shift. You guys will be afforded the opportunity to complete and submit all of your paperwork that's required to obtain your either Washington State EMT or your Pierce County paramedic certification. We support that, and we will facilitate that to the best of our ability. The training period, we currently, up until today, we had a 10-week academy scheduled. Looking at with the training division and EMS, we've cut that back to 8 weeks. So we've shortened the initial timeline by 2 weeks to get you to shift around the 5th of April is when you would graduate from the training, our district ops academy. But that is also gonna depend on who we hire. And if you have a red card certification and documentation of some basic pump operator training, that could also reduce the amount of time that we spend on days in the day academy. So after that day academy, all employees will have the knowledge, skills, and abilities to perform as a Gig Harbor Fire Medical and Operations employee, administratively and operationally. I'm also going to talk about probationary periods. Chief Meyer touched on it briefly, but in our collective bargaining agreement, the lateral firefighter EMT paramedic comes here and will have a probationary period of 12 months. And that's from the start, your start date. So not when you start shift, but from your date of hire. After your completion of the District Ops Academy, you will be assigned to one of 4 shifts. We will run a 4 platoon schedule here at Gig Harbor, and a company officer at that time. During the first 4 shifts, you'll be assigned as 4th on the fire engine. At that point, you'll be able to begin to develop a relationship with your company officer and your crew, and just reinforcing those tool and job assignments that we have for that 3rd firefighter as we train you to be a 3rd firefighter at Gig Harbor. For the firefighter paramedic candidates, after you finish that first month on the engine as 4th with your company officer, you'll be assigned to a field training paramedic. We have a field training paramedic list of about currently 9 employees. We're looking at increasing that up to 12 coming up here, depending on how many people we get to apply for this process. But that group of paramedics are tenured, passionate paramedics who enjoy training people and love to get that opportunity to kind of impart the history and knowledge that Gig Harbor Fire EMS on those paramedic candidates, and just to bring people up to that level where we do provide that wow customer service and excellent patient care that we're really known for statewide and here at Gig Harbor. You'll be third on the medic unit until you become qualified as a medic unit driver, and then it will be your assignment will be you as the driver and your paramedic FTP as your partner. So you'll be working as just a regular crew, but you'll have your field training paramedic there with you to bounce questions off of, to get to know the system, to get to know our area, get to know our hospitals, and to really provide you with that high level of comfort that goes that lends itself to really excellent ALS care, where you feel supported, where you feel like you have all the knowledge, skills, and abilities in order to really provide the best patient care you can to our citizens. For the firefighter EMTs, the expectation is that you become a medic unit driver before the completion of your probation. So you'll have a year, you will be afforded the time and information in order for you to obtain that driver certification qualification. And just like any other probation, you'll have monthly performance evaluations just to track your progress, to make sure you're on the same page that we expect you to be. As Chief Meyer talked about a little bit, our EMS system is that we have 5 BLS engine companies, 3 fully staffed paramedic units, and most of our EMS calls are responded to by a fire engine and a medic unit. Sometimes the medic or the engine company will go out by themselves and call a medic for transport if needed. But we're also looking at changing how we do EMS here at Gig Harbor. Chief Doan has tasked the EMS division to come up with the best way for Gig Harbor Fire Medic 1 to provide EMS services to the citizens of the Gig Harbor Peninsula. We're looking at literally everything: how we staff our medic units, how we staff our fire engines. Do we put additional apparatus out to respond with the medics and engine companies? Really, the sky's the limit, and the only thing that's going to limit us is our imagination and a little bit of money. So, but we provide the ideas, they provide the funding. It's a great system, so we're super excited about it. It's going to be a lot of work, but the EMS division is really excited about this opportunity. And just to kind of round it all off, we have been able to buy a couple of recent pieces of equipment. We bought 6 new Zoll X Series Advanced that we rolled out. This is the highest technology that's available out there with immediate CPR feedback. Excuse me. There's a bag valve mask ventilation feedback. There's a critical care module on there that we can trend vital signs and immediately see that the care we're providing is making the patient better, or if the patient's trending in a negative way. And we can make adjustments and tweaks to that our patient care to afford that patient the best possible outcome. We also are waiting for the arrival of the latest version of the AutoPulse that's made by Zoll. We've been using the AutoPulse since 2018, and we've really noticed it's changed how we respond to cardiac arrests and our resuscitation rate for cardiac arrests in the field. We've also started just using IV pumps, so we can accurately deliver IV drip medications. It's a really exciting time technology-wise for the medics here at Gig Harbor. We have a new medic unit that's being built right now. It'll be delivered at the end of 2024, and then we have 4 more coming in the next 4 years. So we're really doing a good job in trying to get out new apparatus for our medics and EMTs to respond on. And also, just one more thing that Pierce County EMS is doing is we will have a whole blood program coming to the fire department EMS in early 2024, where we're able to give whole blood products to trauma and bleeding patients to give them the best opportunity for survival in the field.
I see one of the questions is, do we run two-person paramedics?
Currently we do not. Next year, starting January 1, we have assigned, we allowed the paramedics to bid on a medic unit together. So we have 24 medic unit seats, 3 medic units over 4 shifts. 21 of those have double medics assigned to them. So when we hire a couple more paramedics and they get up to staffing, we will have enough paramedics to fully staff our ALS rigs to the NFPA 1710 to have 2 paramedics on every ALS call.
I see, why are we seeking laterals? And I'll let Chief Meyer jump in too, but I come from a system in Boise where we didn't do laterals. It just wasn't part of our culture. We, for 100 years, became an entry-level firefighter, went to 6 months of recruit academy, and you became a firefighter. And it is part of our culture here when I came here that a lot of people are laterals. Chief Meyer started as a volunteer, has worked here 30 years. Chief Dumas came over as a lateral. So we have a combination of that in our department. Some of the challenges that are why we're doing laterals right now is, I told you we're going to build a $20 million training facility. Well, that's going to be under construction very soon. We don't have anywhere to put a full academy on for brand new entry-level firefighters. We're looking to work with South Kitsap and some other Pierce County fire departments and give people into their training academies, but we just couldn't. So we have 7 openings right now, and we need to staff and fill those seats, and we need people to be on the engines quickly. And that's why we're doing a lateral. And for the next 10, 20 years, we'll probably do a combination of that. We're working right now to put together a process for entry-level firefighters next year. And, but I think we'll always have some component of a lateral process, but we're evaluating it right now. So I do want to add with that we don't treat our laterals like probies, right? We don't treat our probies bad, but you know, when you're a brand new entry-level firefighter, is different than an experienced firefighter. We look at your experience. We're glad to have your experience, our crews and our culture. You know, we don't care where you come from. We don't care the way you did it. We want to learn from you, and our culture is that. And I think you'll find that inviting, and you won't be treated like that and have your job hung over you or feel like that. We're gonna accept your experience and learn from it, and hopefully we can learn from you too. Want to add anything?
Well, I think you covered that great. It was just all the changes that were going on and all the building that was going on. We thought the best fit at this time was to go for lateral paramedics, and we have people retiring. And we're filling those positions, and that was just fit within our timeline with all the stuff that we have going on. It's very exciting. So one of the things that I wanted to talk about, but I failed to talk about, was we do have a newer, up-to-date hospital, St. Anthony's Hospital, in our fire district. And so that's short response times. Mike, would you say 75–80% of our transports, maybe more? That go to
It's probably about 75% of our transports that can stay in Gig Harbor, stay in Gig Harbor. The other, significant trauma patients, cardiac patients, and stroke patients who meet certain criteria need to go to Tacoma at the level 2 and level 1 centers for those things. So we have a level 2 trauma center in Tacoma, and a level 1 cardiac and stroke center at both Tacoma hospitals.
There's a question. It says, will there be a plan to have medics on all apparatus? So that way they can rotate the medic to engines units. Now, I'll answer the first part, and you answer the second. Okay. Like Chief Dumas said, I have asked Chief Meyer and Chief Dumas just to evaluate our system. Right now, we run BLS engines and 3 ALS ambulances or medic units. Is that the best system? Should we have BLS ambulances? Should we have ALS engines? Should we, what's the best way to provide the best service in this district? So Chief Dumas is leading that along with his team. And we're gonna evaluate any ideas that come up. So, right now, we have medics on the medic unit. Some of them do work on the engines, but I'll let you answer that a little better.
Yeah, so we do have an opportunity, since we are a 4 platoon, we have debit days. So what that means for those of you that have not been exposed to a 4 platoon system is that every 32nd day, you are assigned a day to work on a sister shift. And it really depends on what's needed for staffing that day. It can literally be the brush truck on Fox Island when we have 2 extra people for staffing, to the single medic on the medic unit because of sick leaves and vacations. Oftentimes those medics get to be third on the engine. But it all depends on what the roster for the day is. That is one of the thoughts that I'm having as the EMS division chief, is how do we expose our paramedics to life on the fire engine? It gives you an opportunity to be exposed to what it means to be a company officer and go take care of a fire alarm, or even be the nozzle person on the first in fire attack on the first driving engine. So we really do want to provide our medics with those exposures as well as our firefighter EMTs to get those different types of exposures. We're a small enough department that you really do need to know all those aspects of the job. So
That's a good point. And so the medics, if you don't know that, they are dual role cross trained and respond on the fires also. So our medic units go on fires.
yeah, so literally everything is on the table, from more to medic units, to BLS transport units, to ALS engines, to a squad type situation, a medic sprint car. Literally, we're going to try to figure out the best way to get the correct personnel to all of our alarms.
In addition to that, one of the things that's happening for 2024 in the CBA is we're giving a transport premium, which is 5%. So if you're assigned to that medicant, or you're in the driver's seat or in the paramedic seat, when you're assigned to that for that work, you'll get a 5% premium for that transport unit work. So that's something new that's coming in 2024. And also with the driver operator, the dedicated driver operator assignment, that is also a 5% assignment pay, if you will. One of the other things too, Mike, maybe if you can fill in here, but the avenues for a firefighter paramedic, one of the things that we do is we have some of our firefighter paramedics and firefighter EMTs that promote to the company officer, which is lieutenant. And we support our lieutenant paramedics to keep their cert. Maybe Mike, you were one of them. How do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, I was able to keep my paramedic certification as a company officer. I was lucky enough to be one of the first group that got to do that. If you promote, you get our and you qualify for our paramedic longevity premium. You get to keep that if you keep your paramedic, as well as being paid overtime and given opportunities to attend required training, monthly training, and there are opportunities for you to work on the medic unit as a lieutenant paramedic as well when it's needed. We currently do have 2 people in the paramedic program at Tacoma Community College. They're on a regional grant, and they're currently attending paramedic school, planning on being done in June of 2024. We are looking at continuing that process. We have a standing budget item in our standing line item in our budget for paramedic school. So it is my plan to continue to offer that to our members who are firefighters, EMTs who want to go to paramedic school and get that certification. When those people come back from medic school, they will also be assigned to a field training paramedic and allowed to get trained in field operations as a medic.
I think that what I'd like to do now is maybe move on to the rest of our agenda, and then we can go back to some of those
Sorry, guys.
questions that are.
We'll get to them.
We will get to them. I will talk fast. I just have a couple of pieces to wrap up with, and then we'll get to questions. So, I did want to touch base on benefits, as well, just kind of give an overview of the benefits that the organization offers. Great benefits. The department does provide medical, dental, vision for employee and their families. And there's only a $50 monthly contribution for that, and that's through the end of December 2024 and the beginning January of 2025. 100% of that monthly premium will be paid by Harvard for employees and their families. So that's very exciting, very generous. And then the coverage does start on your start date on your Friday date. So that's very exciting as well. There's no need to wait for future months down the road. In addition, the department offers a health reimbursement account. The department contributes $535 per month to that, which can be used to pay for those medical expenses that sometimes, can get expensive. And so that is definitely a help. There is a deferred compensation plan, and the department contributes up to $725 to that per month. We want to help you save your retirement. And then also members do participate in the Washington State Department of Retirement Systems LEP 2 program. You can look that up online to find out more about that. There are questions you can also inquire, send me an email or give me a call. There's long-term disability and life insurance, and members can add additional coverage for their spouse and their children. That would be at the member's expense if they do want to cover family members for that, but those are also offered. And there is an educational incentive pay for members who do have their associate's degree, a bachelor's degree, or executive fire officer certification. So if you want more information about that, I saw that was one of the questions in there. You can send me an email. And then there's also education reimbursement up to 50% of your tuition costs. If you're looking at getting an associate's or a bachelor's or a master's, 50% of tuition costs are covered if you're enrolled in a recognized degree program. So that's very exciting. We want to encourage you to continue your education. Other benefits include an employee assistance program. We have a program called Ready Rebound, and that works with employees or their families who have injuries, and they work with you to get to your appointments sooner. If you need MRIs, if you need other medical appointments, orthopedists, things like that, they want to get you and your family seen quicker. And it's been a great success for our employees. We've had great feedback, and they work really hard to get you and your family back to normal operations as quickly as possible. We have a sick leave buyback program, longevity pay, and there's other benefits as well that are just exciting, but we don't have enough time to talk about them at this point. So I do want to go back and address some of the questions that are in there. We have about 10 minutes left. But before I do that, I do want to go back to Dennis's point of when you are submitting your application materials, please do send any documentation of red card, pump operator, and any other certifications that you have. It just makes our job a little bit easier when we go to do the credentialing and verifying. It just makes that a little bit easier for us. So let's get back to some of the questions here. One of them is, do you rotate shift stations as a probationary firefighter?
Not anymore. No. We used to do a period, we used to have 3 fire stations that were staffed. And as part of your probation, you would spend a couple of months at each one with a different company officer. We found that can get kind of onerous on the battalion chief to schedule that. And then also the employee isn't getting like the consistent supervision that we want them to have as a probationary employee. So I want to say maybe 5 years ago, we went to Your assignment is your assignment unless there's extenuating circumstances.
The next question is mandatory overtime common.
We do have mandatory overtime. It is not common. As in my role as a division chief, I sometimes get to work in the battalion chief office, and my frequency of having somebody need to work mandatory overtime is not very frequent. And that's done on most hours or least amount of mandatory hours for seniority.
Next question, how much engine time does the paramedic get other than the payback?
That's a great question, and it depends on the shift that you're on. It depends on the medic staffing that you have for your station. It literally depends on who shows up for work. If all of the medics show up that are assigned to your debit day, show up and there isn't a spot on the medic unit, the only logical place for you to go is an engine. And it really depends on who shows up to work that day.
Next question, are laterals allowed to join or test for the specialty teams upon getting hired?
Usually what happens is you have to be off probation for that, and then usually it's not an ongoing testing process. It's usually when we have a vacancy. One of the things too is happening right now, just like with the EMS level of service, we're going to be reviewing our technical rescue skills and our level of service and defining what that level is. Do we do 5 disciplines? Do we do 8 disciplines? How much equipment is that? How many people are on the teams? Currently, we have 17 technical rescue technicians as part of our fire department. And then usually when we have a need, test for those and establish an eligibility list. But that level of service is being evaluated right in the first quarter of this year.
Along those lines, for specialty teams, are wildland deployments an expectation or an opportunity?
It's an opportunity. So what we've found here, especially living in the Western United States and in Western Washington, we send all of our new hires, including our laterals, through the basic NWCG Red Card Firefighter 2 program, which is usually about a 40-hour class or a week long. Once you have that certification, then you can opt in to keep it. And we currently have about 70 Red Card members that are certified through the NWCG. With that certification, you have to do an annual refresher, and we also, to meet the NWCG requirement, we also do the PAC test. So successful completion of the PAC test refresher, you can opt in, and then we have a history of sending people out on deployments when we have resources available.
We do have mutual aid agreements though, and we do send people on their assigned apparatus to in-county, in-region, initial attack type operations, just as part of a mutual aid setup.
One of the questions is, which type of forward platoon shift does Big Carter deploy?
Yeah, so our work week is, per our CBA, is 47.4 hours per week. The rotation is 24 on, 24 off, 24 on, and then 5 days or 120 hours.
And then how many debit days does a member get assigned? You mentioned
They're
every
all-
2 days.
They're all assigned, but there's 11.
11.
Yeah, you have 11 assigned days, and you are allowed to take vacation on those days if there's a vacation spot or approved leave to take that day off.
Is there a consecutive shift limit that be worked?
Yes, 72 hours.
Is there affordable apartment housing in the area? Great question.
You're being You might know how to.
What's the politically correct answer for that? So
It is expensive. It is expensive. I
it
mean,
is an
Ann Arbor
expensive
is.
area, not as expensive as Seattle, but it is a more expensive area to live. And I think with Big Harbor, it is significantly increasing over some other areas that we're surrounded by. And some of that is because people want to live in Big Harbor. It's a great place to be. There's still some land that's available. There's a lot of new housing, apartments. Affordable is a relative question, very subjective.
Well, I moved here from Idaho and, if I had to put a number, everything was about 30% more moving here. But I do believe that our salary benefits more than that 30% expense that I realized when I got here. So
Yeah, they're within a very short 30-minute drive from Gig Harbor Peninsula, there is more affordable housing. From apartments to an opportunity to buy Kitsap County, South Kitsap County, Mason County, Tacoma are all less expensive than it is to buy in Gig Harbor proper. Full disclosure, I bought a house in Gig Harbor 7 years ago. That's so it took me a while to move into town. So
yeah, I bought one 2 years ago, but what I do want to encourage you to try to live. I think you get more value out of this department and out of this community and out of each other and the local and the things they do when you live in the community. But we also understand.
One of the things too is if you're looking for more affordable, I think we're kind of efficient because you can go out farther on. If you want a more rural atmosphere that may be less expensive, you can go that way. And then if you want more urban, potentially less expensive, go into the city of Tacoma, the city of Bremerton, and be close.
And building in both of those areas for apartments is continuous and ongoing. And I couldn't tell you the number of units that they're opening up, but when you drive through Tacoma, there's quite a few cranes building apartment complexes and things like that there. So
Building is definitely booming in this area, and Chief Bill and Chief James were saying that the paying benefits is very demonstrative where we're living. So there are going to be more questions that we're going to have time to answer. So let me see, like someone posted their overtime opportunities, and yes, that's that question.
As much as you want.
Is there a plan to open up part-time volunteer stations in the
So we don't have part-time or volunteer stations. We used to. They're kind of called that because we used to have residents and volunteers, and they were volunteers. But we have 9 fire stations, but only 5 of them are staffed. We're starting to staff the 6th one out at Fox Island, and so we're going to grow as finances are available. So. We do plan on hoping to open the Fox Island staffing that next, and then we would move to probably 57 the next. So we have a plan, but it's all hinders on finances. So
I see there's a couple of benefit related questions. I would encourage you to just email me directly with those questions and I can answer those. I did want to address, someone had a question about, will our assigned company officer and ourselves have a probation book to work through?
Yes, they do. And that has all been updated to Vector Solutions. And so, yeah, you will have a probationary task book, but it has been updated to our training tracking system, it's Vector Solutions.
there's also a task book for paramedics.
So we are just coming upon 3 o'clock, and so I did want to just say thank you very much for joining us. We do encourage you to submit your application. This is a great place to work. We know it's a big decision. We know you may be coming from out of the area, out of state, and we would welcome to explore the conversation and idea with you. As Chief Meyer indicated, if you have more questions or just want an offline conversation, feel free to reach out to us and we will work with you. We want to work with people who are going to move to this area. It's a beautiful place to live and work, and a great team, and a great community, great department. And before I just kind of close this out, we invite you to connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, our website, where you'll have the most up-to-date information. We also posted a recruitment video, which is about 10 minutes long. It's a great video. Joan did a great job. Some of our lateral applicants did a fantastic job of just sharing their stories. Before we wrap it up, do you have anything additional you want to share?
Now, we're just excited to meet you. We have 7 openings, but we're, like I said, we're protective of the front door. If we have one person that fits, we'll only hire 1. If we have 7, we'll hire 7. And we're just looking for the right fit with our department. You know, if you're a paramedic, it goes into the mix. We're looking for people that fit our department. Paramedics, great. If you get 7 that aren't paramedics, then that's great too. So there's not a set number.
So, great. Well, we thank you very much. We appreciate your time today, and we hope to connect with you soon. Bye-bye.